counts out the stricken Chris Algieri.
Bro, Chris Algieri is fucked up. Oh, man. Wow. Let me mute this, turn this down. Man, it was already bad when you had Chris Algieri getting knocked down in the second round. It was a partial slip because the legs got, you know, tangled up. But he ended up doing a fucking, what do you call that? Roll, like the monkey flip or whatever it is. It's not a cartwheel. It's like a monkey flip or something you do. You know, the most simplest roll you can do, and he almost rolled out the goddamn ring. And TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Conor Benn just got a fifth, that's the 5th round, right? 4th round stoppage over knockout over former WBO 140-pound champion Chris Algieri. You may know he fought Amir Khan. He fought, of course, Manny Pacquiao. He got his shit pushed in by Errol Spence, and impressive. Impressive, you know, for what's available. Damn, Chris is fucked. Damn, he was just knocked the fuck out. Like he was, like his eyes were closed and he was like fading off a little bit. Let's see if we can get you a clip. Let me see if we can get you a clip. I think it's right here. Oh! Jeez, Chris. We're going to get you one more clip. Let's see. Yeah. Straight to Davy Jones' locker. The boxing locker. Not like dead or anything. But man, talk about being sent to fucking hell. Bro. And I think Chris Algieri was going to retire after this. Now, I know it's going to be some naysayers that are going to say, Chris Algieri is fucking 40 years old. Bro, that's impressive. Like, that's impressive. Like, Conor Benn, I'm still not sold on him being able to compete. I mean, not compete, but win a championship against the guys that are in his division, the top guys like Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis, but he's up there. You know, now I'm gonna rank my top 6 147 pounders. You might as well do the top 10 at the end of the video. But that was impressive. So let me go ahead and mute it and say Conor Benn is currently ranked where at 147 pounds. Let's go look at the rankings while they're checking on Chris Algieri, making sure he's cool. Then we're going to listen to the particulars in a post-fight interview. Sometimes Conor Benn interviews can be a little cringe, you know, but here is the rankings. Right now, Conor Benn is ranked number 11 by the WBO, number 7 by the IBF. He's 25 years old, by the way. Surprisingly, oh no, he is number 9 by the WBA and number 5 by the WBC. Like, he's creeping up on a title eliminator. You know, I'm talking about if he keeps on winning, it's looking like he's going to get a title shot 2023, definitely. It's hard to say 2022 with the way things are shaping up, but it seems like 2023 is definitely a lock. If it is 2022, it will be late 2022, like around like this time. But a whole lot of things would, you know, have to happen for that to happen. But look, Eddie Hearn and his guys have been losing lately, so, you know, he's ecstatic. I guess, you know, who else outside of Conor Benn? It's Conor Benn, Katie Taylor, you know, Joshua lost. I'm talking about guys that, you know, can carry the Matchroom stable. Damn, Chris Algieri is still down there on the chair. I hope he's all right. Because he ate that. He was asleep. He was asleep. What are they talking about on the zone?
He still had plenty left. He said in the build-up, Algieri, that the best know how to adjust. And going through the moves in the corner there is...
Like the video, subscribe, and TstreeT Controversy with FightView360. Down below in the description box is the link to our app powered by the Vive Network, WBC app for Hulu, Android. I keep saying Hulu, Roku, Android, Apple.
We shouldn't forget, Andy, he's got 20 fights old.
And rising and improving all the time.
So now the question is,
I'm astounded how good a performance that was and how far he's come in such a short time. It's very rare that great champions have great sons who box. You look at all the fighters in history whose sons have boxed. You know, you got maybe Tommy Hearns and All of these great fighters,
Like,
and they never equal their dad or surpass.
We're talking about fights that can realistically happen. You see what I'm saying? Without it being no political mumbo jumbo. Evernessian, boom. And he's got a fight coming up, right? No, he just fought. Let's turn it up.
The end comes at 2 minutes and 58 seconds of round number 4. Referee Bob Williams reaches the count of 10. Your winner by knockout. He's still undefeated and still the WBA Continental Welterweight Champion, Conor, the Destroyer, Benn.
Well, who knows, in time to come, this might be seen as a significant turning point in the upward curve of the career of Conor Benn. But on its own, in a single performance, this is mighty.
I'm starting to become a believer.
Errol Spence has done before, and he's done it quicker. He's knocked out Chris Algieri in 4 rounds. Who knows?
And he beat up Sebastian Formella. He knocked out Chris Algieri in 4 rounds, beat up Sebastian Formella better than Errol Spence did. I mean, Sean Porter did. You know, he's got some goods.
Supreme confidence from Conor Benn matched up with supreme talent.
Before we wait for the post-fight interview, let's rate my top 5 147-pounders. Terrence Crawford on my list. I'm sorry, he passed Errol Spence with that win over Sean Porter. This is my list now. So we got Terrence Crawford number 1, Errol Spence number 2, Yordenis Ugas number 3, Virgil Ortiz number 4, Boots Ennis number 5. And then number 6, that's where things start getting a little, because you got guys like Stanionis, Oktagorov, who's fighting tonight. Butiev, and Conor Benn. But if I was to really pick, listen, I would pick Conor Benn, you know, to beat Oktagorov. I've seen him in person. I would pick him to beat Butiev, but would I pick him to beat Stanionis? I don't know. But still, that goes to show you, like, he's scraping, like, right there at the top 5 of the 147-pounders. Now, do you think, now listen, this is controversial thinking. Do you think he could beat Jaron Boots Ennis? I don't think so. Not yet. I don't know. Both of those guys, to me, are still unproven. You know, but he's racking up a nice resume right here. Can he beat Virgil Ortiz? I don't know. But let's see how he does, you know, with those guys 6, 7, and 8. You know, listen, he's got a bright future. So take a time out, like the video, subscribe. TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. If you don't know, we don't know when Errol Spence is coming back. Hopefully him and Terrence Crawford are finally going to fight sometime this spring. There's been a little, you know, uncredible rumors circulating about that the fight is possibly in the works. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, but we'll see. Yordenis Ugas has to fight Amante Stanionis. We should hear a date on that soon. And then after that, he's got to fight Butiev, so he's out the mix for a minute unless he drops those belts. Danny Garcia is moving to 154. Virgil Ortiz is creeping up on a title shot. Boots Ennis is also creeping up on an eliminator. And now it's all about what Conor Benn's going to do next. So let's take a little bit of a jump cut and come back when Conor Benn does his interview.
Fantastic performance. That was the step up, they said. You know, they said things like Algieri, former world champion, is going to bring the experience. Might show you a few different looks, right? You silenced all of those doubters, didn't you? Fantastic knockout.
Well, you silenced all them doubters. Watch the next fight. It's going to be a test.
They are bringing tests. Eddie's bringing these tests to you. Vargas was a test. Granados was a test. This was supposed to be a test tonight as well. You're just flying through the test. That's the problem.
But my point is, they're not tests. And every time I say they're not, you know, it sounds like arrogance, but it's just confidence speaking. You know, when I say I'm top 5, I'm top 5 for a reason. No one ain't done that to Algieri. No one beat Granados as easy as I did. No one knocked out Vargas in 1 round. And I beat up Formella better than Porter. So it's like, well, what more do I have to do? What more do I have to do?
You want that respect, don't you? You're getting that respect.
I don't know, maybe it's just within myself. Maybe I just frustrate myself. You know, I'm a top world level athlete. You don't get the rankings I got for nothing.
Go
go on.
No, you are right. Look, it was a fantastic performance. I mean, no one has done that to Algieri since Errol Spence did it. Again, this is the guy that's been in there with Provodnikov, Amir Khan, Manny Pacquiao. You put him to sleep in that 4th round.
Of course I did. You know, I didn't expect nothing else. You know, I work extremely hard and, you know, I knew the knockout was coming. You know, the same way I said about Vargas, I knew the knockout was coming. You know, if they want to come and have a fight, if they want to stand there and try and be cute, you know, that's what happens. So, you know, Adrian Granados didn't come to win. So, you know, he made it difficult. But you can't beat a guy in there who don't want to come to win. And yeah, I keep bringing it up because it was just so frustrating. You know, first fight back with crowds, it was like, oh, mate, you've just put on an absolute stinker. So, you know, listen, I hope the Yanks now know that I'm the best fighter in Britain, #1. And #2, I'm coming for them.
Indeed, you are. Let me quickly bring in your dad, Nigel. Nigel, I was trying to watch you ringside as much as I'm watching the fight as well. I'm watching your reactions. You're loving the performance, aren't you?
Well, I think this is a fight where Conor made his own path. He's not in my shadow no more, and I know he was capable of doing that.
Listen, I am in your shadow, and that's fine. That's fine.
You're never in my shadow. I mean, after tonight, I watched him train, doing 12 4-minute rounds, sparring with 30 seconds rest, doing a altitude training, doing literally everything possible. It ticked every single box, and I knew we were going to go the distance, and it proved that because of what he does in the gym with Tony. Unbelievable. I mean, like, he's going all the way.
He very well could, because he really is a special fighter. Eddie, Conor wants all the challenges in 2022. There are so many good welterweights out there, right? Next time, the next step up is a dangerous division, isn't it? I mean, you're swimming with the sharks now. A certain Adrian Broner, I saw, tweeted you and said maybe it's time to do some work, Eddie Hearn. Can we get that one on?
Oh, Ben Broner's a huge fight, but it wasn't just the win tonight, it was the performance. You know, it was the defence, it was the movement, it was the way he set the right hand up, it was the feint, etc. Tony Sims has done such an incredible job. And the job is to position him for a world title fight in the most difficult and dangerous division in boxing. At 147 pounds, there is no easy belts, there is no easy fights at the top. And it's about preparing him and making sure he's perfectly ready to, as you said, swim with the sharks. Algieri was a good test tonight. He went on, he knocked him clean out. But it was the performance, as I said, it was the movement, you know, it was the defence, it was everything. And he's becoming a real well-rounded fighter, and he's a star. He entertains everywhere he goes. He's just sold a huge amount of tickets, you know, with Katie up in Liverpool tonight, unbelievable support up here. He's going to box all over the country, all over the world. This young man, he deserves a lot of credit because, you know, he is living in the shadow of a legend. But tonight, as Nigel said, he's stepping out of those shadows. He's going to be a legend in his own right. I truly believe that this young man will be welterweight world champion in 2022.
Let's quickly have a word, if you can, with Tony Sims. Tony, again, you took on this young, ferocious fighter with not very much amateur experience. In there, he looked like a seasoned pro. Everything was fantastic. The jab, the head movement, the footwork as well, but still more to come from him.
Yeah, still improvement to come, and you know, the kid grafts hard in the gym every day. You know, when he's learning new stuff in the gym, he gets it right. You know, he won't stop until he gets it right. And as you say, you can see the improvements in there. You know, the audience was clapping for his slipping and sliding and defensive movements as well. So, you know, he's got everything in his locker. He can punch, he can fight, he can box smart. He was out jabbing Algieri as well. So he's got everything, and he's still improving. He's still improving, and I'm excited about the journey he's going to be on.
Conor, I'm scared to ask you what next, because knowing you probably got asked for Terence Crawford. But what next? What do you want next in 2022?
2022. Hey, listen, either get me Conor or Brooke. I see them talking about it, so I ain't even mentioned it. And you know, I didn't call out Brooke because we were pals, but you know, business is business, and if, you know, the winner that is, I'll have him. And if they don't want it, well then, listen, we'll fight Broner in America. If Broner don't want it, then, you know, I fancy my chances against you guys.
Before we go, a quick word about fighting in this amazing arena as well. You fought here before. On the undercard, you're now headlined here. How does that feel?
Liverpool massive.
Liverpool massive indeed. Conor, fantastic performance. Not many expected that. You certainly did. Well done. 2022 is going to be fantastic. Well done.
And yes, Adrian Broner did on Twitter reach out to Eddie Hearn about a potential fight. As I said, your Dennis Ugas, he's held up. And you know, you have the Amir Khan versus Kell Brook winner. You know, when is that fight happening again? Oh, hold on, let me check real quick. Let me check real quick to see the date. February what? February the 19th in Manchester. You know, they might not be on the same timeline because, you know, if those fighters win, I can't see them coming back until maybe the summer or so. Remember, it's December right now. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see if the Adrian Broner fight happens because I would pick him over Adrian Broner. You know, Adrian Broner has an issue with pressure fighters. Now, let's go look at it. That's a pretty nice little resume right there for the last year, the last 13 months. Formella, you know, he beat him up, even though he didn't stop him, but put on a better performance against him than former champion, now retired Sean Porter. Samuel Vargas, he stopped him in one. Adrian Granados, well, he just didn't come to fight. Now, of course, you can say, okay, these are, you know, B-level, C-level type fighters, and you can say that Granados and Algieri was over the hill, and Samuel Vargas was, well, worn-torn, you know, like, and we're just playing devil's advocate here, but still, nonetheless, Conor Benn has looked good, you know, and you know, even with Adrian Broner, if he was to beat Adrian Broner, people are going to say, well, you know, Adrian Broner was long in the tooth too. Still, nonetheless, he looked good, you know. So now the question is, where do you rank him in the top 10 of 100? Now you got to be a hardcore. You can't be some guy who watches boxing part-time and start making up rankings and shit. If you don't know who these guys is, you know, like guys like Stanionis or Boots Ennis or Virgil Ortiz, you can't just go around saying that he beats them, you dig? But, you know, I'm interested to hear what your top 10 is and where do you, like, what's the cap? Like, who does Conor Benn beat and who doesn't he beat? Like, you know, who does he lose to? Me personally, I think he loses to Errol Spence as of right now from what we've seen. You know, remember, he's still growing, so this can be different 6 months, you know, a year from now. But as it stands right now, he loses to Errol Spence. He loses to Terrence Crawford. Possibly getting outboxed by out of the champions. I give him a better chance to beat Ugas than I would the other guys. By the way, here is a little bit of highlights. He was vicious with the body work from the very beginning. I want to get to show you the punch of when Chris Algieri goes rolling around on the ground. I didn't get a chance to show you that. Is this it? Look at this shit. Fucking cartwheels and what's that? That's called a monkey flip or roll, right? Isn't that what that's called? Like when you do that shit? Barrel roll. Isn't that it? And then the fourth round, well, oh, night. Santa's come early. Damn, Chris got fucked up. Matt. So, you know, Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis, I'm going to pick them over Conor Benn, but I do consider those to be like close fights. Those guys have shown me more. Evernessian, I think he can beat Stanionis on the fence. Abdukahorov. You know, go from there. T-Street Controversy, but Broner, yeah, I think he would ice Broner. You know, probably not knock him out. Broner's tough, but he definitely would beat him up 12 rounds. Broner would just shell up. T-Street Controversy with 5v360. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe.